Hey there everybody, it's Shanel Cooper-Sykes and I am still on the beach using my selfie stick. There are three things that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm just getting some really divine inspiration being out here. Three things that I wanted to share with you that allow me to stay spiritually plugged in and allow me to really develop myself on a spiritual level. And the first thing is really letting go of your attachments. We are so attached to material things, physical things, people, our opinions, our judgments, that sometimes those attachments hold us back from really having a relationship with God and really letting God work in our lives. Because it's almost like we're giving control to man or to the physical world versus giving that control over to God. So I have learned how to be really non-opinionated, and that's one of the biggest things that get in the way of people is they have so many opinions and they have so many stances on things and thoughts about things and judgments about things. But when you just learn to operate from a place of freedom and emptiness, and when I say emptiness, I don't mean empty in a bad way. I mean I'm not filled with any stuff, because whatever you're filled with is what comes out of you. Whatever you're most filled with is what comes out of you in life. And so if you're filled with so many opinions and judgments and you've got so many attachments to people, then that's what's going to manifest itself out of your life. And so I've just learned to operate from an empty space and just be free. So less attachments. And think about this: the more opinions that you have about people and about life and about stuff and situations, that's another belief system that you have to manage, right? Like it's just too much to manage. I don't have time for that. I'm too busy growing in my own life to have an opinion about yours. So that's one, is being less opinionated. Two is staying in constant conversation with God. Like, I realize how powerful my word is. And so when I'm in conversation with my girlfriends, with my mom, with random people, even when I'm by myself and I'm talking to myself, because we're always having conversations with ourselves, I realize that God is always listening. And when I say God is always listening, I mean whatever you're thinking becomes a thing. So your thoughts become things. You will always get what it is that you're thinking about or asking about. So, I'm just very careful. I monitor my thoughts. And if I think something that will create something that I don't want, I immediately say, cancel that, God forgive me, cancel that. That's not what I want to manifest. Cancel that. Because I am a human being. Because it's not about being perfect and being a perfect spiritual angel. It's just about constant management, constant management, constant correction is what I like to call it. So constant correction. So really monitoring my thoughts and putting myself first and really spending time alone. I cannot stress how important it is to spend time alone, even if it's just 10 minutes a day, sitting on the floor, you talking to God, you praying for other people, being grateful for what you have, getting your spirit right. There's a saying that Marianne Williamson says, and it's from A Course in Miracles. She says that just 5 minutes a day is enough. Just spending 5 minutes a day with the Holy Spirit is enough for God to be in control over your thoughts for the whole day. So just spending time with God is, that's like a necessity for me, because the way I see it is, if I'm full, then I can pour and overflow into your life. If I'm empty, then all that I can do is take from you. And so, you want to be a giver, not a taker. And a lot of people wake up every day and they're operating from a half-empty spirit, a half-empty physical body. The physical bodies are weak, a half-empty place mentally. And so they go out in life and they're looking to take. They're looking to take energy from other people versus operating from a space of fullness and from a space of love and from a space of giving. So constantly filling yourself up. I don't care how many kids you have, how many husbands you have, how many jobs you have, how many responsibilities you have, or where you are in life. You can take 5 minutes to spend with you and God, because you spend 5 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours a day giving to other people. You can take 5 minutes to give to yourself and to give to God. So really spending that time with God. And I know that I said I was going to do three, but another one is just operating from a place of service. A long time ago, I stopped asking for things for myself. And I realized that when you don't ask for anything, the person that asks for nothing is usually the person that gets everything. And so I stopped asking for things. I used to pray these outlandish prayers like, God, I need $1,000. I want $10,000. I want to be rich. I want a car. I want to, I want all these big goals and big dreams, like, you know, like the majority of people have. We want all these things for ourselves. But when I realized that if I just allow myself to be used as a tool, as a vessel for whatever God's will is to help other people in their lives, then I'll get what I want for my life. So that's really a spiritual secret, is whatever it is that you want, help somebody else get it, and God will give it back to you tenfold. So wake up every day, spend that time with God, and allow yourself to be used from a place of service. And, you know, I know some people will say, well, Shanel, I'm giving, but I'm always empty. Well, if you give from a place of fullness, then you can never be empty. And that goes back to staying full, and operating from a place of fullness. So that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. And I just really encourage you to work on yourself spiritually and increase your level of spiritual maturity. A lot of people are very spiritually immature and emotionally underdeveloped and totally disconnected. You know, you're walking around in a fully grown body, you got a full grown life, full grown responsibilities, but yet you've got the spiritual capacity of a 2-year-old. You know, so you really want to begin to build your spiritual muscles, and it's just like a muscle. It's like a physical muscle. You know, you have to do reps over and over and over and over again to build a muscle. Well, that's the same thing with your faith, same thing with your spirit, the same thing with your life, because you have to build that muscle and you have to exercise it. And exercise doesn't feel good. You know, it doesn't feel good. So I'm not saying that, you know, being a spiritually filled person is an easy journey. It's not. Because the more you seek God, the more the world will try to pull you back. And so it's like resistance, you know, but you got to go and you got to strengthen yourself. And then once you get the muscle, you've got it and it feels good. So anyway, thanks for sharing this moment with me. Please share this video. Share it with as many people as possible. And I'll see you guys next time.